Today we are going to discuss on time domain representation for LTI system. In that first topic, convolution, we are going to discuss. Response using linearity and time invariance property. Differential equations are used to represent continuous time systems, while difference equation represents discrete time system. So for continuous time system, we are going to use differential equations, and for discrete time systems, we are going to use difference equations. One of the important characteristics of unit impulse, both in discrete and continuous time, is that general signals can be represented as linear combinations of delayed impulses. This fact, together with the properties of superposition and time invariance, will allow us to develop a complete characterization of any LTI system in terms of its response to a unit impulse. Such a representation, referred to as convolution sum in discrete time case and the convolution integral in continuous time. So in continuous time system, we are going to consider it as convolution integral, and in case of discrete time system, we are going to consider it as convolution sum. If the input to a linear system is expressed as a weighted superposition of time shifted impulses, then the output is a weighted superposition of the system response to each time shifted impulse. If the system is also time invariant, then the system response to a time shifted impulse is a time shifted version of the system response to an impulse. Hence, the output of LTI system, linear time invariant system, is given by a weighted superposition of time shifted impulse responses. The weighted superposition is termed as convolution sum. So we are going to discuss about convolution sum. Consider the product of a signal x of n and the impulse response or impulse sequence delta of n. It is written as x of n into delta of n, which is equal to x of 0 into delta of n. Generalized relationship to the product of x of n and a time shifted impulse sequence to obtain x of n into delta of n minus k is equal to x of k into delta of n minus k, where x of n denotes a signal, x of k represents the value of the signal x of n at time k. Multiplication of a signal by a time shifted impulse results in a time shifted impulse with amplitude given by the value of the signal at the time the impulse occurs. For example, x of n is equal to x of minus 2 into delta of n plus 2 plus x of minus 1 delta of n plus 1 plus x of 0 delta of n plus x of 1 delta of n minus 1 plus x of 2 delta of n minus 2 plus so on. And we know that x of n convolution sum is equal to summation k is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of k into delta of n minus k. First, we are going to draw x1 of n, which is equal to x of minus 2 into delta of n plus 2. That means the signal is present at minus 2 with amplitude 1, that is x1 of n. Then x2 of n is equal to x of minus 1 into delta of n plus 1. The signal is present at minus 1 with amplitude minus 1, because here it is given as delta of n plus 1, hence we have to take negative amplitude, plus x of 0 into delta of n, that means the signal is present at 0 with amplitude 1, that is the third figure x3 of n, and x4 of n is equal to x of 1 into delta of n minus 1. The signal is present at 1 and here it is given delta of n minus 1, hence we have to take positive amplitude, amplitude 1, and xy of n is equal to x of 2 into delta of n minus 2, and the signal is present at 2 with amplitude half. Then if we combine all the signals, we will get x of n, that means the signal at minus 2 it is 1, at minus 1 it is minus 1, at 0 it is 1, at 1 that is x4 of n the signal is 1, and at 2 it is half, that is x of n. It can be represented as x of n is the input to the system, that is operator of the system. H represents operator of the system and will give the output y of n, which is equal to h into x of n, which is equal to h into summation k is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of k into delta of n minus k. Using the linearity property to interchange the system operator h with the summation and original values x of k, we will get y of n is equal to summation k is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of k into h of delta of n minus k, or I can write it as summation k is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of k into hk of n, where hk of n is equal to h of delta of n minus k is the response of the system to a time shifted impulse. If the system is time invariant, then a time shift in the input results in a time shift in the output. This implies that the output due to a time shifted impulse is a time shifted version of the output due to an impulse, that is hk of n is equal to h naught of n minus k, or simply we can write it as hk of n is equal to h of n minus k. Therefore, y of n is equal to summation k is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of k into h of n minus k. Output of a LTI system is given by a weighted sum of time shifted impulse responses. X of n star h of n is equal to summation k is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of k into h of n minus k. Here we have replaced y of n by x of n star h of n. That star symbol represents convolution sum. For example, assume a LTI system H has impulse response h of n is equal to 1 when n is equal to plus or minus 1, 2 at n is equal to 0 and 0 otherwise. So I can write the equation as at plus 1 and minus 1 amplitude is 1, hence it is 1 into delta of n plus 1. N plus 1 represents the signal is present at minus 1, and at 0 amplitude is 2, hence it is 2 into delta of n. Once again at 1 amplitude is 1, hence I have to write it as 1 delta of n minus 1, and for all other signals the value is 0. Determine the output of the system in response to the input x of n, which is equal to at n is equal to 0 the value is 2, at n is equal to 1 the value is 3, at n is equal to 2 the value is minus 2 and 0 otherwise, which is equal to 2 into delta of n, that means at n is equal to 0 the amplitude is 2, at n is equal to 1 amplitude is 3, hence I have to write 3 into delta of n minus 1, and at n is equal to 2 amplitude will be minus 2, hence it is minus 2 into delta of n minus 2. Then y of n is equal to summation k is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of k into h of n minus k, which is equal to summation k is equal to minus 2 to plus 2 x of k into h of n minus k, which is equal to x of 0 into h of n plus x of 1 into h of n minus 1 plus x of 2 into h of n minus 2. Substituting x of n values, I'll get 2 into h of n plus 3 into h of n minus 1 minus 2 into h of n minus 2. Then y of minus 1 is equal to 2 into h of minus 1 plus 3 into h of minus 2 minus 2 into h of minus 3. H of minus 1 value is 1, h of minus 2 value is 0, h of minus 3 value is 0. Hence y of minus 1 is equal to 2 into 1 plus 3 into 0 minus 2 into 0, which is equal to minus 2. Similarly, y of 0 is equal to 2 into h of 0 plus 3 into h of minus 1 minus 2 into h of minus 2. So the value of h of 0 is 2, h of minus 1 is 1, h of minus 2 is 0. Hence y of 0 is equal to 2 into 2 plus 3 into 1 minus 2 into 0 is equal to minus 7. Then y of 1 is equal to 2 into h of 1 plus 3 into h of 0 minus 2 into h of minus 1. The value of h of 1 is 1, h of 0 is, the value of h of 0 is 2 and a value of h of minus 1 is 1. Hence y of 1 is equal to 2 plus 3 into 2 minus 2 into 1, which is equal to 6. Then y of 2 is equal to 2 into h of 2 plus 3 into h of 1 minus 2 into h of 0, which is equal to 2 into 0 plus 3 into 1 minus 2 into 2, which is equal to minus 1. Then y of 3 is equal to 2 into h of 3 plus 3 into h of 2 minus 2 into h of 1, which is equal to 2 into 0 plus 3 into 0 minus 2 into 1, which is equal to minus 2. Then y of n, combining all the values, will get answer as 2, at 0 it is 7, 6, minus 1, minus 2, 0, so on. The process of computing the convolution between x of k and h of k are, first one is folding. Fold h of k about k is equal to 0 to obtain h of minus k. That is the first step. And second step, shifting. Shift h of k minus by n units to the right or left if n naught is positive. If it is negative, then we have to shift it left side or negative to obtain h of n naught minus k. Then multiplication, multiply x of k by h of n naught minus k to obtain the product sequence. Bn of k is equal to x of k into h of n naught minus k. And next step is summation. Sum all the values of the product sequence v n naught of k to obtain the value of the output at time n is equal to n naught. Here is an example. Y of n is equal to summation k is equal to minus infinity to infinity x of k into h of n minus k, which is equal to summation k is equal to minus infinity to infinity v n of k. H of k is given. At minus 2 the signal is 1, at minus 1 the signal is 2, at 0 it is 1 and at 1 it is minus 1. So first step is I have to fold the given signal. At n naught equal to minus 0. So the signal will be at 2 it is minus 1 after folding, at minus 1 it is 1, at 0 it is 2, at 1 it is 1. Similarly, I have to write x of k. At 0 it is 1, at 1 it is 2, at 2 it is 3 and at 3 it is minus 1. So I have to multiply x of k and h of k at n naught equal to 0. So I will get the product sequence v naught of k as the signal is present at 0 and 1 with amplitude 2. Hence y of 0 becomes 2 plus 2, which is equal to 4. Next, I have to shift the previous signal by 1 unit. H of 1 minus k I have to find out. H of 1 minus k, at minus 1 the signal is minus 1, at 0 it is 1, at 1 it is 2, and at 2 it is 1. Once again I have to multiply this signal by x of k, and I'll get the product sequence as at 0 the signal will be 1, at 1 the signal will be 4, at 2 the signal will be 3. Hence y of 1 is equal to, after multiplying h of 1 minus k with x of k, I'll get the answer as 1 plus 4 plus 3, which is equal to 8. At n naught is equal to 2. Once again I have to shift the signal by 1 unit in the right direction. At 0 it is minus 1, at 1 it is 1, at 2 it is 2, at 3 it is 1. Once again I have to multiply h of 2 minus k with x of k, then product sequence v2 of k is equal to, I'll get at 0 it is 1, at 1 it is 2, at 2 it is 6. So y of 2 is equal to 1 plus 2 plus 6 plus 1. At 3 the signal will be 1. So the answer is 8. Next, at n naught is equal to 3, that means I have to shift h of 2 minus k by 1 unit. So at 1 the signal is minus 1, at 2 the signal is 1, at 3 the signal is 2, and at 4 the signal is 1. So this signal, that means h of 3 minus k, should be multiplied with x of k, and I'll get the product sequence as b3 of k is equal to, at 1 I'll get minus 2, at 2 I'll get 3, and at 3 I'll get 2. Then y of 3 is equal to minus 2 plus 3 plus 2, which is equal to 3. Similarly, at n naught of k, n naught is equal to 4. Once again I have to shift the previous signal by 1 unit in right direction. So the signal will be at 2 is equal to minus 1, at 3 amplitude will be 1, at 4 amplitude will be 2, and at 5 amplitude will be 1. This signal should be multiplied with x of k, will get the product sequence v4 of k. So at 2 the signal will be minus 3, and at 3 the signal will be 1. So output y of 4 is equal to minus 3 plus 1, which is equal to minus 2. At 5 n naught is equal to 5. Once again I have to shift h of 4 minus k by 1 unit in right direction. So at 3 the signal will be minus 1, at 4 the signal will be 1, at 5 the signal will be 2, and at 6 the signal will be 1. This should be multiplied with x of k, and I'll get the product sequence v5 of k. The only one signal is present at 3, that is minus 1. Hence the output y of 5 is equal to minus 1. And last one, at n naught is equal to minus 1 I have to find, and h of minus 1 minus k. The signal is shifted to left hand side by 1 unit. So at 3 the signal will be minus 1, at minus 2 the signal will be 1, at minus 1 the signal will be 2, and at 0 the signal will be 1. This should be multiplied with x of k, and I'll get the product sequence v of minus 1k as, only at 0 the signal is present with the value minus 1. So y of n is equal to 0, 0, 1, 4, 8, 8, 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0, so on. Next is convolution integral. Y of t is equal to integration of minus infinity to infinity x of tau into h of t minus tau into d tau, which is equal to x of t star h of t. It is referred as the convolution integral or the superposition integral. This equation is the continuous time counterpart of the convolution sum. Following steps are involved to evaluate the integral for a specific value for it. Obtain the signal h of t minus tau from h of tau by a reflection about the origin and a shift to the right by t if t is greater than 0, or a shift to the left by mod t for t is less than 0. That means if t is negative, we have to shift it left side. If t is positive, then we have to shift the signal by right side. Next step is multiply together the signals x of tau and h of t minus tau. Then y of t is obtained by integrating the resulting product from tau is equal to minus infinity to tau is equal to infinity. For example, let x of t be the input to a LTI system with unit impulse response h of t, where x of t is equal to e power minus at into u of t with a is greater than 0 and h of t is equal to u of t. So in the first graph, h of t or h of tau is equal to u of t, that is a continuous signal with amplitude 1. Then x of tau has drawn e power minus at into u of t. H of t minus tau, that means t is less than 0 in the third graph. H of t minus tau with the t is greater than 0 in the fourth graph, and multiplication of x of tau into h of t minus tau is the last figure. Then y of t is equal to integration 0 to t e power minus a tau into d tau, which is equal to minus 1 by a into e power a tau with limit 0 to t, which is equal to 1 by a into 1 minus e power minus at, which is equal to 1 by a into 1 minus e power minus at into u of t. So the final graph will be y of t with amplitude 1 by a. Next is properties of convolution. First one is cumulative property. Convolution operation possesses the cumulative property, that is h1 of t star h2 of t is equal to h2 of t star h1 of t, which is equal to summation minus infinity to infinity h1 of tau into h2 of t minus tau into d tau. This property is often used to simplify evaluation or interpretation of the convolution integral. Discrete time systems and convolution have identical properties. So h1 of n star h2 of n is equal to h2 of n star h1 of n is equal to summation r is equal to minus infinity to infinity h1 of n minus r into h2 of r. Next property is distributive property. The convolution possesses the distributive property in both continuous and discrete domains and are given as x of t star h1 of t plus x of t star h2 of t is equal to x of t star h1 of t plus h2 of t in continuous time system. Similarly, x of n star h1 of n plus x of n star h2 of n is equal to x of n star h1 of n plus h2 of n in discrete time systems. Next property is associative property. Convolution possesses the associative property given by the expressions x of t star h1 of t star h2 of t is equal to x of t star h1 of t star h2 of t in continuous time system, and similarly in discrete time system x of n star h of n star h2 of n is equal to x of n star h1 of n plus h2 of n.